Yeah, I should win just because you had the Timberwolves in the 8th seed.
Vasilevsky's been playing really well, and the Lightning have great offense.
Yeah, it was a tremendous shot, and I've come to expect it from LeBron. I would say I wish the best for the Red Sox, but as a Yankees fan, that's really hard for me to do.
The biggest addition to me is Jalen Brunson.
Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, and that's all I have to say. He's still a top 5 quarterback in this league, and there's nothing really anyone can do about it.
Why'd you have to name him? Like, seriously. Thanks, man.
Who would have thought 5 years ago that the Clippers and Nets would be facing in the finals?
How is Joe Burrow going to get the ball to them if his butt is already on the ground?
Crazy. And for the fans at home,
Hello, I'm Cy Mendenhall, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. Now, this was, I would say, a legit quarterback battle because it wasn't announced until the conclusion of Week 3. Now, I didn't pay attention too much to the Saints preseason third preseason game, but surprisingly, I would say Spencer Rattler was selected as the starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, I think it'll be a QB battle throughout the season, but it's a little bit surprising for me to see Rattler win it. He was not great, admittedly, in the games that he played last year, but he's going to get a new opportunity. He goes into the season, fresh slate, 0-0 record. We'll see what he's going to be able to do. There's very little expectations on the Saints being very good this year. So if he can just make them 6-11, I think that'd be a win, not just for the organization, but especially him. Tyler Schaub, people were saying, like, oh, this is such a bad pick because he lost the QB battle. I don't think that's the way you should look at it, because if they genuinely thought, oh, maybe he could win it, and they liked his tape and then he didn't win it, that's not bad. But if they didn't pick him, if they picked him not thinking that he was the best QB available, then yes, that's a bad pick. But Spencer Rattler, he's had a wild ride as a starter in college to obviously before college when he was in high school on QB1. I think that was the name of the show.
Is that
and
the
then
Netflix
he was
show?
Yeah.
I never watched it, but yeah, talking about, because he's a name I've known. It's Spencer Rattler is the Saints quarterback. And he was there. I agree. It's not a bad pick because here's the thing. Tyler Shuck could come in week 5. They may have just gone, hey, we're going to give it to Rattler, and he could lose it. So they have another body. But yeah, because he was at Oklahoma. I don't know where else he went to South Carolina. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's such a wild ride. Then he was a late round pick, and he's there for the Saints. And the thing is, this could be the Arch Manning draft, I would say. They haven't confirmed that Manning is going to come out after 1 year at Texas, but this quarterback could just be a placeholder for Arch Manning, because that would be a highly valued pick. Even though he hasn't played yet in college, we'll have to see how everything goes. But it was surprising to see Spencer Rattler be named the starting quarterback because he was there. But it is under a new coaching staff with Kellen Moore. And he's a guy, it's his first time working with a young quarterback, not an established quarterback.
That's true. And I think more than just that, it's not established basically anyone on that offense besides maybe, their O-line has not been good recently, especially because of injuries. Then you have Kamara. You have Chris Olave, who has dealt with concussions. He's solid. Then you also have Kamara. And that's it. I mean, there's a lot of holes. I mean, they still have Jared Cook at a tight end who's not too bad. He's solid as well. But I will... There's no expectations. I think that's the best way to put it. I'm still creating my predictions for the year for NFL, and let's just say I'm not too kind to the Saints, but I'd love for them to prove me wrong.
I'm not going to be too kind to them either. It would be really cool if Spencer Rattler became an established quarterback, just because seems like, draft a quarterback high. And you've seen a lot of guys not get as many chances because currently, Kirk Cousins and Dak, late round picks. And established. Well, Kirk Cousins is not really anymore. He's because of that whole Falcons situation. But it is something to where you have to think about. And I do think, can we go the negative side? Are the Saints tanking for
No.
a new quarterback? No? Okay.
I don't think so. I don't. What's the point of drafting Tyler Shook then? Why don't you
That
just
is a good point.
why don't you just stick with Rattler? Right? If they didn't want to have they wanted to have a QB battle, which insinuates that they're going to try to win. Whether or not they decide that week 4 to tank, different story. But right now, no, the plan is not to.
Yeah, you make a good argument. And now I'm curious, how does this help Alvin Kamara? I think he's a guy that struggled, but looking at Kellen Moore and where he is coming from with the Eagles and him having Saquon, how does focusing on the run game? I think that could be a huge move as they're not really they're still figuring out the quarterback position, because I do think it is an ongoing quarterback battle.
Yeah. Kellen Moore's going to have a lot of fun scheming Kamara, who's still a very talented back. And he's their biggest offensive threat, him and Olave. So the way they can get the QB can get them the ball in a lot of short yardage situations, I think will be huge. And Kellen Moore will be a huge part of that.
Yeah, I'm very interested because, it's really an offense that is growing in its own way. And you really get to see how well is Kellen Moore as an offensive coordinator, because I have a lot of questions, but he proved me wrong with what he did with the Eagles last year. And, of course, getting them to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. So now how does he develop a quarterback? Because we haven't seen him do that yet in his career.
Yeah, it's a wait and see kind of mindset.
Yeah, I'm very interested in your predictions. And if you're wondering about that, that's coming up soon as the season is almost here. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.